Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are able to detect the slightest changes in the overall consciousness of the human collective, and we feel you evolving all the time. But when there is a larger spike in the overall frequency of your vibration, we like to tell you about it. You have just experienced one of those spikes, and you will continue to spike as you move through this period of time you are in right now in your month of November. As you pay attention to your bodies, your thoughts, and your emotions at this time, remember that you are being called to these higher vibrational states, and if you tune in, you can feel that calling. You can feel yourselves being summoned into the light. You can feel your hearts opening. You can feel yourselves raising your consciousness while also being grounded in your bodies, and you can open up to more access to the gifts and abilities that are inevitable for all of you to access there in this period of your lives. You are going to need more of your gifts and abilities to help, and you are especially going to be called to help those who are newly awakened and have no idea what's going on. These spikes in your frequency as a collective affect those who are still asleep even more than they affect all of you. And they can have a harder time of it, because when the collective consciousness goes to a higher level, they then must release some of their lower vibrational feelings, thoughts, ideas, and beliefs in order to stay in your collective. Most people don't think very much about their spirituality or themselves as souls, as essentially non-physical consciousness. And therefore, when they have experiences that challenge their everyday awareness, they need support, they need healing, and most of them need answers that they're not going to get from the Bible, the Torah, the Quran, or any other religious text. You are the ones who will guide them, will soothe them, will help them through these times of greater release. And thank goodness you have everything that you need right now, because you are kind, compassionate, loving beings, but you are also receiving more of what you need to feel confident as the leaders that you truly are. As the awakened collective, many of you wonder what you are supposed to be doing, and your readiness, eagerness, and willingness to help has not gone unnoticed. You are going to help many as you patiently await their awakening experiences to unfold. Right now, just look after yourselves and notice how this recent change in the overall frequency of the human collective consciousness is affecting you. Take care of yourselves so you can take care of the others. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Channel Daniel Scranton. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are on our way to becoming more of who we really are, and we can feel that sensation. Not having bodies or singular identities does have its advantages. We don't get caught up in things that do not matter. We understand the impermanence of that which is physical, like your bodies, for example, and all of your stuff and money. So we don't get caught up in all of that drama that people, like humans on Earth, tend to get caught up in, and that serves us very well. We get to stay focused on the expansion, the evolution, the becoming, and the feeling of movement forward. We invite you to identify more as that which is growing, expanding, evolving, and ascending. Even though you will have bodies in the fifth dimension, and you will have personalities, and you will have a sense of identity, those things are not really what is ascending. Your soul is ascending, which is your true self, and it's the eternal, infinite part of you that operates in the same ways that we do. It takes the expansion and goes for the feeling of it, rather than getting caught up in what is temporary there on your world. Your soul doesn't care how much money you have in the bank. And it really is the journey that matters, and the journey is something that you may not always be able to quantify physically, but you can always feel it. Therefore, do not keep score. Do not look at what you've been able to manifest or how many spiritual gifts you've been able to manifest as indicators of how well you've been doing as souls, as a being who is ascending, as someone who is awake. We recommend that you concern yourselves with what you can feel, how open your heart is, the amount of kindness you are spreading around, how many people you have smiled at today. You can experience this expansion, this evolution of your consciousness, in so many beautiful ways that have nothing to do with the physical and what is happening in your world right now. Nothing is going to stop you from ascending, and no one with a negative agenda can prevent you from doing anything, but you can prevent yourselves from enjoying this process and experiencing it fully. And we want you to enjoy it fully. So we encourage you to believe in yourselves as the non-physical essence that you really and only keep score of how you are feeling in this moment versus the previous one and versus how good you could be feeling/vibrating right now. Keep focused on what matters, and everything that does materialize in your world will follow. We guarantee it. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Channel Daniel Scranton. You can say the journey is to move from an automatic reactive state into a heart-centered, consciously creative state. Since day one, you came into this world and you were told how it works, what is right and what is wrong, what is good and what is bad, what is acceptable and what is not, what you should and shouldn't do. And it became the blueprint to navigate this world/reality. So you spent your life in reactive mode, reacting to everything happening based on these parameters and definitions of what this or that means. And then one day you decide you no longer want to feel this way, and you move into another level of creatorhood. But it is the first level, when the ego's idea of better, more, stronger, comes into play. So you begin to consciously create better from a self-serving state, the ego state who wants to be better than, stronger than, richer than. And you begin to show others on the outside, with all the stuff that you gathered, that you are better, bigger, and then the heart must open, so you are no longer creating from the self-serving ego that relies on the external things, and begin to create from the heart, by accessing these states from within. The organ of the heart is on the inside of the body, and so to create from the heart is to create from the inside. Now you begin to create these states of better, of more joy, more harmony, more abundance from the inside, and operate from there. And since there are so many subjects on your world with which you are involved, you repeat that cycle in every area, with every subject, until you've mastered them all. That's why you'll see some people in control in one area, but out of control in another. Say business vs relationships, and when you finally open your heart, you will begin to see it all perfect at that level. The reactive state is perfectly reacting. The ego state is perfectly creating its self-serving end. The heart state is perfectly creating these states from the heart, no longer creating on the outside, reacting to the outside. And when you mastered all these subjects on your planet, what's over there and its half stories, your family, friends, money, the stranger you meet, your colleagues, your business. Now you have the opportunity to stay and guide others, or to transition to the next level and help them from there. In a nutshell, in practicality, that's the journey, to move from a reactive state to a conscious state, which must go in degrees, for ego comes first. Then the heart opens when ego realizes all it has built on the outside is not enough, that there is something inside missing. And when you master all these subjects in your life, in your world, you would have become the master you intended to be, and you would have become higher and larger. therefore becoming that larger, bigger, wiser version of you, what you call your higher self. And the game repeats, for you to reach higher and create from higher to higher and up, back to the infinite heart of the One.